Hey, what's up, fellow YouTubers, fellow toy nuts and toy collectors? This is Starscream 1988, and today I bring you another very long overdue review. As you can obviously have read from the header, this is your Reprolabels / Starlight Studios upgrade for your Dino Megazord from your Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, I know there's been tons of these out there by my fellow peers. Let's see, JT Mitchell has done it. He did it like over a year ago. And there's been obviously a couple other awesome YouTubers out there that have done this. I'm just gonna kind of give you my little take on it. The only difference between me and those guys, from what I've noticed, is nobody's actually had them all out at the same time. So they kind of show you a before and then an after, but at least this way you kind of get to see it together without me trying to do a picture-in-picture, type of deal. For those of you that follow me, you do know that I do not edit. This is as it comes. I screw up. It is what it is. But yeah, here they are. So you're probably wondering why 3 Megazords? Well, long story short, this is my very, very first Megazord ever. He is in horrible, horrible condition. And I never thought that I would really get into Power Rangers when I first got these a little over a year ago. And so I just kind of wanted to bring him out, show him a little bit of love, because he is in horrible, horrible condition. He's peeling, he's falling apart, he's very, very scratched. So if you have something like this, in this type of condition, there is some hope for it. Maybe some tender loving care, hopefully. This one's, I think, a little bit beyond that, though. He is super, super loose. His shoulder pads or whatever kind of fall off very easy. But I know that with some like Pledge floor cleaner, I know that there's a trick where everybody now uses it to put on their plastic toy joints, and it helps hold it a little bit better. But yeah, so if you did have one like this and you did want to get Reprolabels, it would definitely help in its cause. Again, this one is missing everything. I mean, even the wings for the Pterodactyl are missing, so unfortunately I've kept it, and I just kind of kept it because I think it's just funny to have one that's so beaten. He's missing his tail point there and whatever not, so let's put him to the side because I'm kind of done with it. I just kind of want to show him. So he's actually the one that came with this sword that you see right here, and the sword is in horrible, horrible shape also. It's not broken or anything, but all the chrome is totally missing. The second one I got with that actual one right there. I actually picked up the one to the right here probably like 5-6 months ago. It was in a collection of Transformers also. It was bagged. The only thing I was missing was the Pterodactyl, but the actual toy itself is in mint condition. I mean, if it had a box, it'd be mint, other than obviously mint open, but it would have been mint. So I probably, some people would have said, well, I would have taken the mint and left an original, like with its original Power Ranger stickers for the North American version, and I would have done that, except that even this one here isn't in the best shape in the world. So I figured, you know what, if I'm gonna spend the money on Reprolabels and Starlight Studio pieces, then I'm gonna use the best one. And then eventually I was able to buy this on eBay, the Pterodactyl, and I actually custom painted it a little bit just to kind of give it my own touch. So again, yeah, the swords, this one is in awesome, awesome shape. And I probably should have waited. This video is probably gonna go up tonight being Sunday, or it might go up tomorrow night on the 29th. Today's the 28th. Actually, next Friday, or this Friday coming up, I am getting a somewhat mint in box Dino Megazord from a gentleman for $50. He says no stickers have been applied, and the only thing missing is unfortunately one of the power swords, or his power sword I should say. Everything else he says it's supposedly there. So we'll see. I gotta obviously check it out first, and we'll kind of go from there. Yeah, so my dream is to actually have a North American authentic, like really mint looking version so I can display. This one again needs a little bit of help. I'm missing one of the cannons, and I'm missing one of the horns there, as you can see, for the Triceratops. So hopefully if this one that comes through that's in a box is in great shape like he says, and I can apply my own stickers, then I'll probably be selling this bad boy here for somebody that would need it. So going back to the Reprolabels and the Starlight Studios, best way to obviously do this would be to do them separately, but I figure leave them in robot mode, and I'll kind of put them to their side so you can kind of see hopefully their differences here, and hopefully you can kind of see some of those differences right off the bat in terms of stickers. And like I said, I'll go through them carefully one by one. All right, and then the back side of it. Not much to the back, but just in case. Obviously, the big thing being the Starlight Studio cannons there, which just makes it look so much better. It really does. On this side here, where the Sabertooth Tiger is, again, a lot of detail again is in the hips. The Pterodactyl sticker is so much noticeable there because of the chrome, and the light's hitting it from the back, as you can kind of see. The light's going this way, but even then you can still notice it. Obviously, the legs are very different. The color choice is more TV accurate than, I don't know why they did this in blue, but it is what it is. And then, you know, the last thing that everybody hates, and I'll be honest, I hate it too, is the ridiculous stupid M there for Megazord, I guess. Nobody knows why they did that, but it is what it is. So let me kind of fade to black and show you it in its separate mode. Okay, and we are back. And there they are in their separate module modes, and their beast modes, dinosaur modes, whatever you want to call it. Pretty cool. So I guess I'll just go by one and I'll show you what differences I made. So let's kind of pan this up so I can just kind of focus on white. And so here's the original Pterodactyl, as you can see. Again, like I said, I'm missing one of the cannons, unfortunately, but that would be, I guess, somewhat of her legs or whatever. The inside of her would have had pink stickers on the American version. This is how it originally came here for North America. But what Reprolabels did was made it more TV accurate, of course, like I said. So it is red inside instead of the pink, which makes more sense. I'm sure that they did it here so you recognize it as the Pink Ranger. But in Japan, you know, back in 1991, 92, even back then, a lot of the female actresses didn't get as much love as the males do, because it was really, at the end of the day, a male-driven show. And as a matter of fact, it goes to show you the Yellow Ranger is actually a boy. It's not a female. So over here, you know, we're a little bit different, obviously. So that's why they kind of do those subtle changes here. And as you can also see from my Pterodactyl, I did custom paint it. I took the liberty of adding silver, just because, again, I like silver a lot. And so I just kind of want to give it that different type of look, just so it's contrast to the body when it's in its Megazord mold. So that's why, you know, this is silver and whatever not. And that's pretty much it. I somehow lost the little sticker here. They do. Here's the thing, folks. If you do buy Reprolabels, you have to be careful. As good as they are, and I'm not knocking them, sometimes the adhesives are not that great. So you want to be careful. I don't know how I just lost that sticker, but I did, unfortunately. But yeah, so anyway, that was your Pterodactyl, and those are the very cool Starlight Studio cannons, which is pretty badass. And I think that's why it matches well. That's why I did it in silver, just because of her, you know, because of that. So cool, so that was that. Put that to the side. My favorite, I think, even more than the Tyrannosaurus Rex, is the Mastodon here. As you can see, it is just beautiful. Actually, let me see if I can kind of do it this way instead, so you can kind of get a better look here. Let me lower that for you. Yeah, so there's the Mastodon there. I love the black eyes. Makes it look a lot meaner. Nothing wrong with the green. You know, you can kind of get used to it, but it definitely does look a lot meaner with the black. Obviously, the chrome just makes it look that much cooler. If you're into chrome, obviously. Some people out there are not. And one thing that the North American version doesn't have, and again, I'll find this out on Friday when I do get my new Megazord, and obviously I'll share that with you guys too. I won't do a review on it, but at least I'll put it in my toy haul. That the inside portion, there's no stickers, as there is here. So Reprolabels corrected that. Again, I don't know if the original Zoo Ranger version has it in the inside portion, but the Reprolabels did do that. So that's pretty cool. So that's why when he was in Megazord form, he had stickers in the front, and this one did not on his front of his forearms. So that's pretty cool. The ears, I love the ears. I think it's it looks a lot nicer with that type of texture than just kind of straight like that. It looks a little bit boring. But yeah, so either way, some people might like it, some people may not. So, but yeah, this is pretty heavy. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you noticed, but when he was in his Megazord form, his arm just couldn't go any higher. So yeah, so cool. So that was your Mastodon. We'll do Triceratops next. The one thing that I like about the North American version of the Triceratops is I like that inside detail a lot more than what Reprolabels did. Again, I don't know. I guess this is more closer to the Japanese version, I'm assuming. But I don't know, for some reason I just like this more. I just think it looks, nicer detail. This is a little bit more boring. Of course, there's that cool sticker there that this doesn't come with, unless again mine's is just missing it. This is made out of that plastic that's die cast right here, so that's pretty cool. Gives it that weight. Again, unfortunately I'm missing one of my horns, but we'll do it this side. The eyes, they gave us some detail there. So meanwhile, while the American version on the Mastodon has that detail there, they didn't add it for the Reprolabels version, but Reprolabels instead gave the Triceratops detail there, which is kind of weird. The American version is just boring like that. It's just plain red, which I kind of like more. Detail is nice, don't get me wrong, I like detail, but I like the fact that when it comes to their eyes, it's just one solid color for some reason. I just like it that way more. So I do like the American version more when it comes to that. That forehead sticker is pretty much the same. That didn't change. There goes one of his horns. One thing that I haven't done yet, I haven't been able to find an epoxy for my horns, for my Reprolabels. And they tell you when you go to Reprolabels, I'm sorry, Starlight Studios, they tell you that unfortunately the horns may not fit your toy because it's so old that the holes might be bigger, and so this might not fit. So I couldn't find any epoxy, but what I did was I used some see if I can show you that. I used a little bit of kind of a foam, and so the foam's actually holds it in place there. There's some stickers there on the front. Reprolabel. American version is just boring. That it has that detail there that everybody's obviously seen from the show, so that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much it. And oops, I put that on the wrong side. People must be like, hey, you put it on the wrong side. Yes, I did. So that goes actually there. Alrighty. So cool. So that was the Triceratops. Sabertooth Tiger. Oh, forgot to bring his teeth down when he's in cat mode. Sabertooth Tiger, that's probably one of the oh, I don't know if you guys saw that. See how it's already peeling because of the weather, I guess. It's a little cold down here. So you gotta be careful with those stickers. For some reason, I don't know why the American version has all this blue, but it's nowhere near accurate. I mean, I can kind of see maybe they just thought, well, the Zoo Ranger version obviously has too much red. Again, with the Pterodactyl, they added a little bit of pink. With this, they probably were, again, saying, well, it's too much red, so let's just give it a different contrast color, which is fine, whatever. But again, it's nowhere near accurate. The designs here are kind of cool. It makes it look kind of mechanical. But again, it's not accurate, so I definitely like the red more. So I will definitely say the red looks nicer. Again, I don't know if this is missing stickers there, but mine's is. Reprolabels does give you that there, so you can give it detail. Again, it has that, I don't know if it's supposed to be writing or graffiti or whatever, but it has that look just like the Triceratops does. And then the inside sticker there to its top, again, I'm liking the American version a little bit more. I just like that extra detail that they give it. That I find boring. Now, again, Reprolabels, I know they say that they didn't want to create exact replicas so people wouldn't try to sell them on eBay and kind of... this is something I read a long time ago. They said that they didn't want to make exact replicas so people wouldn't try to take an American version and make believe it's the Japanese so they can get a lot more. But that doesn't make sense because when it comes to Transformers that I know of, again, I could be wrong, when it comes to Transformers Reprolabels, some of them are exactly the same as the original, so that makes no sense. Either A, they didn't have the original toy, so they kind of only went by pictures, so they assumed. I'm thinking, I don't know, I have no idea. But they're pretty spot on, I guess. So again, I don't know if the original Japanese version is like this, or if it's closer to that. I have no idea. So maybe someday, if I'm able to buy one, obviously I'll share and I'll do another comparison video. Other than that, though, it's cool. It is what it is. So that's that. So then, last but not least, we have the very famous Tyrannosaurus Rex. Kind of stand them up a little bit better there. Chest-wise here, bring that up. the green sticker there to his abdomen is a lot greener. It's cool. It's like emerald. This is kind of orangey. This is yellow. I like this one more. I was actually looking at pictures of this because there's tons of these on Google. This actually is pretty interesting here. Let me lift the tail a little bit. As you can see, Reprolabels gives you all these stickers to put here. The original comes with just that set there. Again, I don't know if I'm missing more stickers, but this is what Reprolabel gave us. That's a lot of stickers. I mean, you can cover the back of it too there, and even the top there. So they definitely try to make it, I guess, more accurate to the show, which is pretty cool. So sorry about that weird edit, guys. My wife was calling me. But yeah, like I was saying, so the texture here, that's pretty cool how they gave you all that red, so it matches better. Again, I don't know if it looks like the show or like the, you know, pictures or whatever, but yeah, it's pretty cool. The toes, the red goes all the way, you know, kind of through that crease there, which is pretty cool. This goes around the shin there, which is pretty nice. The tail, I love the tail because of that silver. It helps, it gives a lot more detail, which is really nice. So it's on both sides. Again, it has that funky, I don't know if they're supposed to be letters or alien letters, whatever, but they're on the hips too, which is pretty cool. The mouth has that where it's supposed to be, I guess, laser torrents or like a, I don't know, whatever, some port of sort, maybe for fire or whatever. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. Silver sticker there. The American version, again, let me kind of lift that up. Why isn't it clicking? There we go. In terms of comparison, gray, nothing in the mouth. Again, the person that originally owned this could have just forgotten. So the stickers there, as you can see, it doesn't go all the way around. It just stops right there. Very boring. Stops right there. Nothing on the tail. Again, unless the person originally owned it. Like I said, forgot. The vents in the back there, they're exactly the same, other than you got chrome versus gray, black. So that's pretty cool. And then you got you have your very famous bolt there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it's highly recommended. I mean, if you just do the Reprolabels, that's one thing. If you thought about doing the Starlight Studios, I would definitely recommend it. I emailed the gentleman. He's really cool. He usually answers the emails. I asked him why hasn't he done the sword yet. He said that the cost would be probably $45 per person, you know, per sword, and he doesn't think he'll be able to sell them because it's such a high cost or whatever. And I don't know, I kind of disagree, because I got to be honest with you. When I got the news today from my friend Kevin saying that, you know, there was a guy interested in selling a Dino Megazord in box, and he's missing the sword, I'm already like looking on eBay trying to replace this so I can have a third one. And people want $45-50 for this thing, and this is made out of plastic. So if Starlight Studios made one and die cast, I'm for it. I mean, I would probably even replace this one and this one. I'd probably buy 3 of them, just so you know, just to replace it, because at $45, it's the same thing as paying for the stupid plastic. And I mean, again, you know, they do start wearing out, and they can wear out a little bit. So I don't know. It would be nice. Again, at the end of the day, it's up to him or whoever is into doing that stuff out there. But I would definitely be more than willing to pay $45, you know, for those swords, just to replace on the original. If anything, you know, if you got to replace one thing, that would definitely be one of the parts is always missing when you buy these used. And again, even getting the tusks, the you know, the snout and stuff like that, the trunk or whatever, people want, you know, a good amount of money, and for $12 a set, I mean, these are a steal. So I definitely highly recommend them, especially if you find one like I did in great condition, but it was missing everything. So it was a no-brainer just to buy all these parts extra separately, because when I started looking into getting original ones, people wanted that much. I think there was a guy at one point, and they're kind of hard to find, but there was a guy selling the tusks and the trunk. I think he wanted $25, buy now, free shipping. Of course, you know, they're super light. You can just put them in an envelope for 35 cents, and you're ready to go, whatever it is. So for $12, these are definitely, I think they're very, very, I highly recommend them. I think they're very cool. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy this short little kind of overview on the Starlight Studios diecast parts and the Reprolabel stickers. If you thought about getting them, again, guys like JT Mitchell and some others have done these before, but to my knowledge, I don't think anybody had done them together other than side-by-side pictures. So at least now you kind of get to see what they would look like next to each other. And honestly, this is how they're probably going to get displayed, which is pretty cool, kind of like a before and after and whatever not. So you guys take care. Peace. Later. Please subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next video with the Dragonzord. Later. Peace.